I'm not really a hat backwards guy. It's very weird.
You kind of got the Ken Griffey look there. Like, you got more of a Jordan head than a Griffey head.
A Jordan head, like Michael Jordan,
like shape,
or Michael B. Jordan. Which one?
No. The GOAT Jordan.
Hey, shout out to fucking Toxic Brewing in Dayton, Ohio. Who knew Dayton had a beer scene?
Dayton's got a hell of a beer scene.
I mean, shout out to Elmatic. But
look, we knew Elmatic was there, right?
Yeah.
But what we didn't know,
Little Ruby Girls,
were all the other breweries that are around there. And that little downtown area is nice.
Oh man, cobblestone streets.
Well, and what's the what do they call it? The district you can walk around with your beer?
DORA
the explora beers. Who the hell knew?
Designated outdoor recreational area. So if you've never been to Dayton,
you're like, how you remember anything after that night?
Of course, I remember plenty. I remember those fucking DORA cups. I remember that dick at that one brewery.
Yeah, we got the DORA cups.
I'm not gonna mention brewery. The brewery looked dope. They called Last Call
before we got there.
Yeah, and there were 40 people in there, and he was like, "You cannot have a beer."
And then luckily there was another bartender who was like, "Yes, they can."
The nicer person, because she's like, "You can get a DORA cup," and we were like, "What's DORA?"
Tell me what DORA is, please.
Designated outdoor recreational area. So if you're in downtown Dayton, you can walk around with your beer.
That was nice.
Yeah, so we're drinking.
Maybe the downtown org pays for it.
Ruby Girls, American Amber Ale, 6.9%. Nice. Shout out to Toxic Brewing. They have all their artwork is done by local tattoo artists, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So what did we do at the end of that shift? Bought all the cans.
All the cans. So do we need to run like the open on this show?
We probably should.
I mean,
this is going to be a spectacular show, folks. So here we go.
Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, promotional products and design. They cover your brand bumper to bumper with graphic design, promo products, and print. See what Dire Oil Graphics can build for you at direoil.com. That's DYEROIL.com.
I was afraid there wouldn't be any beer left in our studio beer fridge. So I was really thinking about you.
Welcome to Beers with Nigel. It's a show about beer and other stuff.
And other things.
I'm Nick. That's Nigel.
That other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Am I Nigel?
Yeah, today. You're gonna be me.
We haven't done that in a while where we confuse ourselves.
No. And we haven't done a show where it's just you and I in a long time.
Probably not since like the first.
We did that year-end wrap.
We did, our episode 1 and then the year-end wrap, which I don't remember what episode act that was.
But this is
act 97.
97. We're talking. This is kind of the as we called it in the news business after the the newscast was over.
Postmortem.
The postmortem. It's fucking news people, man.
Because we got bad sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean that's the news
dark.
term.
It's dark.
Postmortem. So we're talking barrel and flow and what the fuck happened. What a fucking.
Most of it we can talk about.
The the word I've been using. People ask, how was it? Epic.
I think I've said bitchin'.
Okay, you from 1988 wants its word back.
Bitchin' Camaro.
Bitchin'. No, Barrel and Flow was a fucking vibe. It was all the things, bro.
That continues to be the best part, of every year for this show, what we do. And even this year voted best beer festival.
Number one beer fest in the United States.
How cool is that?
I mean, what the fuck?
These dudes decided
podcast daddies.
Our podcast daddies decided 7 years ago, let's do a festival. It'll be fun. It'll be good.
Yeah,
promote. Oh, wait. 7 years later, the number one beer festival.
I love what they say now, though. They're like, it's y'all's. We started it. It's y'all's. So they would love to replicate that in different cities. I think with Vine Street and what they're going to do, I think that's a perfect opportunity.
That's a little bit of a segue from the topic, but we just saw the announcement. Hip Hop's Hooray through Vine Street will return.
What? I've not. When was
I
this?
saw a Facebook event post.
Really? When?
Like 2 days ago.
I have not seen that. So
okay. Hip Hop's Hooray coming back.
And talking to Kemet, I think the name is great, and Woody was trying to change it. I'm like, no, keep that. That was a vibe before Barrel and Flow was a vibe. That was before.
That was What?
2015.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, bro.
Dang.
2015, 16. That was before I knew anything about Barrel and Flow or the artist formerly known as Fresh Fest. You know what I'm saying?
I rocked the Fresh Fest shirt yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You know what we got to do next year? Apparently there's I think it's called Mega Fest. It's a beer fest in the DMV, bro.
I just saw.
Did you see that shit? I'm like, oh, we got to do that next year too. Damn it.
I just saw Libco post.
Yeah. So a lot of people who are at Barrel and Flow were at Mega Fest. So that's going to be my radar for next year.
We got to add. We should probably start adding to the tour. Look,
it's a world tour.
Back to Barrel and Flow. Once again this year, it was a road trip.
Yeah.
So we stopped on the way. We a return trip to Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah. Shout out to Dayton, man.
We knew about our good friends at Alematic.
Yeah.
But what we didn't know is you go downtown, there is a whole beer scene going on.
Let's keep it real though. Let's back the fuck up. You guys were a little suspect about where the Airbnb was. You remember the guys? We pulled up and we are going to take that right onto the street. And they needed a jump
because I didn't have jumper cables. I'm like, sorry.
I mean, we're just randomly driving by, and they got really mad about it. I'm like, and then you guys were like, "What is this neighborhood?"
Well, look, these houses were built in about 1903, and they looked like they'd last had maintenance done in 1906.
That was a fun little Airbnb.
There was a nice little Airbnb right by the children's hospital. I felt like I was taking some family space.
But then we realized how close it was to the breweries.
Oh yeah,
because remember we walked when we left Little Fish.
Did we?
We walked.
I don't.
You don't remember the case of fucking beer that we walked down the street?
Oh yeah. Look, I'm gonna be honest. There's some moments of that night I don't fully remember.
Or maybe did we walk to the car? Maybe we walked to the car.
No, we walked to the car because I parked at Little Fish, and then we walked to the other bars.
Okay, so we walked back to the car, but there was still a case of beer.
Yeah.
Which is, but no, shout out to Little Fish and Toxic and Elmatic and where else did we go?
Flying Wing? No.
Oh, yeah, something wing. Winged wings.
Wing nuts. I don't know.
I mean,
that was the one where we got our DORA cups.
Yeah. Shout out to DORA.
We're not gonna badmouth them. We wish we got to experience the space a little more.
It was dope. It was huge.
It was this giant brewery and tap room.
I mean, just go to the post that we did after on the Facebooks. All the pictures are there.
We had a black lager.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. And we got to walk around with our DORA cups. And Toxic was fucking epic though.
We need to. Did we post a picture of their taps? I mean,
I toasted. I posted all that shit, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and everyone their beers
beautiful
were good.
Tap room.
Yeah.
The beers were great. The people behind the bar were great.
Yeah, great vibe.
Yeah,
it was great. And then we get to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
on Friday. My favorite thing was when we got there
that they knew. I mean, it is because I've been having the same thing. We walk in and they're like, "Guys, Vine Street's here,"
and then they thanked us for getting them to come. No, because it was the first time Vine Street was there. First black-owned brewery in Missouri.
We've been talking
for 2 years.
Those people
probably
for 2 years. Yeah.
And they came, and then there's so many favorite parts of what happened. And as I look back, this is kind of a cool way to do it because you don't really sit down and be like, "Oh, these are the things that happened." You remember we were in the lobby,
set up like Media Row, baby.
But even before that, they got the beer sitting out there. There's nobody. There's a few people in the lobby. There's Day. I'm texting people because motherfuckers want hats and shit. And then the two conferences come out at the same time, and everybody floods that lobby, and it's like,
well, there's like 120 people in a lobby that's supposed to have 13.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like dap and people love and hugs and what's up. Oh my god,
it's the start of the family reunion. That's what that is.
It's fucking stupidly epic.
Well, and let's be honest too, the festival is incredible.
Yes,
best festival in America. But Friday's the day.
It's its own. I mean, each day has its own unique.
Right.
I mean, shit. I'm not trying to jump ahead because there's so many other things that can happen. Are you kidding me? But no, but
Friday's the family day, right? That's so.
All
the brewers, industry people are there.
True.
Those that buy the VIP tickets are there. So that's really, I mean, that's why they call it the family reunion, right? Because everybody's getting together. These are friends we see once a year, for the most part.
Yeah.
And you just it's all daps. It's all hugs.
You know, as Ed says, you know, you got brewery people and brewery adjacent people. So it's all the things. And what the fuck, bro? So, you know, they started the Black Brewers Association. Who's the president? Former Phoenix Suns great, and former mayor of Sacramento, Kevin Johnson. Such a nice guy.
Like total normal dude.
He's got bad knees though. You see the way he walks.
Yeah.
But you know
why he retired.
I mean, no. But he was a super nice dude. It was funny because
you think he'd still, how many did he put on you in a one-on-one game?
Oh, he'd fuck me up for sure. But one of the funny story was Woody. Woody didn't know, and they're like, "Hey,
they just introduced him as KJ.
You want to meet KJ?"
And he was pissed afterward.
Yeah, that's fucking Kevin Johnson. But that just shows you the mad love that fucking Vine Street's getting. That they wanted when they wanted to show them love, and Woody was the
first one there.
And let's back it up a little bit. We get to the hotel, you know, we go to shout out to Elmatic because they do a really nice cream ale. It had never been canned. It's a brewery only release, and then we bought a shit ton of beer from there. And I was like, we got to get something for Woody, and so we pull up to the hotel. Haven't even checked in yet, and Woody pulls up behind us. I'm like, "Hey, bro, here's your 4-pack." And they just released a cream ale at the brewery,
right?
Which, you know, that's his style. You know,
did you see who gave him love for the cream ale? Lipco,
of course,
who also does a great cream ale.
Yeah,
that's out to DC. We had that on the show.
Yeah. But no, I
think the exact words were cream ales are back.
You know, I had that conversation with Nolan today because we just did a review of the cream ale at Transparent, vanilla cream ale, by the way. Oh, you know what you would like about it? The Chive does a coffee reduction that you put in it. Let's talk about it.
I think I need to make a trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that might be a little little Saturday or Sunday.
We'll just come down for lunch sometime.
A little Saturday or Sunday weekend.
Take care. Yeah, come on a Sunday, man. Get that brunch. Yeah. But yeah, cream ales, man. But yeah, it was the Friday was just fucking, you know, it was fun that, you know, we go to today and we're like, bro, we want to kind of camp out and get some content. He's like, yeah, fuck it, set up. He's like, you guys are part of the vibe. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that is nuts that these two guys have started this amazing thing. And yeah, they just let us no, you're part of the show.
It's fucking crazy.
And so we did. We confiscated a table and some chairs from the hotel.
Let's talk about it though.
That table was like 200 pounds.
We did comedy with some furniture and shit. We got one of our podcast whales that I've been trying to get forever. We got Jonathan from fucking Cajun Fire out in New Orleans.
Right. And
as soon as I saw him, I was like, bro, you want to sit down with us? Because I've been trying to get him on the podcast since we started. Because I met him in 2018.
No, my first trip to Barrel and Flow, we're watching Pint at a Time.
One pint at a time, yeah.
One pint at a time. And it's featuring him, and you start elbowing me.
I was like, I know that motherfucker.
I met him on the parade.
And I'm pretty sure in that documentary, there's video from that parade. I'm like, I was there.
No, that's when you started elbowing me.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, I was there. I was
around that corner is where I met him.
Yeah. It's crazy as shit. So, you know, trying to get him on has been, and he was super cool. He popped on for 15.
Well, and I wish we'd been able to record too, because then during the festival we're hanging out with him and the chef.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for the other brother from New Orleans. Yes,
right. Sir. And so we're talking New Orleans food.
Yeah.
Cooking and beer. That was great.
Well, the nice thing about this particular podcast, we're gonna put all that shit in it. Everything we got, we're adding to this podcast. So you know, stay tuned, as they say.
Yeah, we'll finish blabbing here in a little bit, and then we'll play those mini. So what we did when we commandeered that furniture is we set up, as you like to put it. We made ourselves like media row at the Super Bowl, and we just started grabbing a few people.
Yeah.
And had them sit down, and we rapped for 10-12 minutes with each of them, and got some really good interviews.
Yeah, it was funny because Funky Town that we had on the week before, and they were one of the featured guests on, or the guest on the.
We're talking about the one part where we had some beef.
some beef. Well, no, because they came out of the conference room. I was like, oh, I know these. Oh, it's Funky Town out of Chicago. You know, it was kind of a surreal moment. No, there was no beef. I mean, I might have stole the thunder from Day on their podcast.
Like, I was like, it's not real beef, but I was gonna have some fun with it.
I mean, of course,
because I mean, so
it's not beef, it's potato.
That's right. So we finish our media row time.
Yeah.
And we go at Ed and Day. The founders also have their podcast.
They always do a podcast. Yeah,
so they do an episode on the Friday. We walk in, and on the stage with them this year is Funky Town.
Yeah.
And right as we sit down, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Ed. Stealing straight out of our book.
They like to steal our questions.
Asking what were you drinking in college?
Yeah.
Before you did craft beer, which we always do every time. And so I'm just looking at him.
Yeah.
And then later, when they open it up for questions from the floor, you just look over at me.
I said, should I do it?
Should I do it?
So,
I'm like 100%.
So for those who don't know, the drinking partners, you should check them out. Ed and Day. At the end of their podcast, they always ask. Well, not they. Day always asks.
Because Ed gives him
Ed
shit.
Hates it. He's like, "What's your favorite form of potato?" And so they were getting ready to end. I nudged Nick. I'm like, "Should I do it?" He knew exactly what the fuck I was talking about because it was Q&A time. I was like, "What's y'all's favorite form of potato?" They were like, "What the fuck?"
Ed's like throwing a penalty flag, and gave us shit.
He didn't forgive you till Sunday.
Until Sunday.
Yeah.
Like Sunday at the brunch, the Brewers brunch.
They know we're disruptors, man. We're coming in hot.
Well, I told Dave that next year we're just bringing our own mics and just walking to the table. we're just marching right up to the table.
No, that's the fun part of going there. It's like they can't be our big brothers because we're probably older than both of them.
But yeah,
they're podcast daddies.
They're podcast daddies.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part during that?
During Friday?
like not during even because we haven't got to the bottle show yet.
No, God.
What was your favorite part of like during the day and rolling up to Pittsburgh?
You know, to me, I think it was the grabbing people there because we got some that we've talked to before. You know, Mac from Mac Brewing, Philly Mac sat down with us. Woody sat with us. It was great to get Cajun Fire. Yeah. Daddy Porter.
Oh yeah. We had Daddy Porter on there. Yeah.
Sat in, and stay tuned. There might be a little collaboration with him coming up soon.
Yeah.
Who else did we get there? We got a couple others.
I forget the lady's name, man, but she was super cool.
Well, and Sizzle.
Oh, that's right. We did get Sizzle.
Sizzle was taken with her.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was a little smitten.
You need another beer?
I do. You know what? Since we brought him up, you know what we should do? A little Alematic.
Oh shit! So today's the day.
This is the first we've broken into the.
We brought 80 something beers back.
70, I believe it was 78 cans, 3 bomber bottles, and a mini keg.
So 83 beers. Like I said,
Fitty 11.
Yeah, that's a shit ton.
Well, actually, 2 of those were casualties.
Well, we did have a situation
of actually this very beer. Exploded in the living room of my house.
How's the living room? Is it better?
You know, it had a nice sour ale smell for a couple days.
Like a Sensi.
Yeah. It was an Alematic Sensi.
Shout out to Alematic. Start some Sensis.
So that thing was on the ceiling.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's ski-skeeted.
It was dripping from the smoke detector.
Ooh, heard, Chef.
I mean, it was full skeet.
Drip.
Full skeet everywhere.
For the full skeet, not the half skeet.
No, this would have required special subscriptions to the website.
Right. OnlyFans.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. Hold it up. Yeah. Fuck, it's too late now. You done fucked up. So, don't call it a comeback. That beer has been exploding for years. Wow, you lost a lot there. Do we need to go get some paper towels?
Oh, yeah, more than a
You
few.
want me to do it?
Hey, we're going to take a pause.
All right, stand by.
God damn it.
And we're back.
Crisis averted. Well, or cleaned. Crisis.
Well,
cleaned.
Yeah. So we've had this issue before with this particular beer. It's a really tasty beer.
That was the beer we were talking about.
Look at the top of that can. Yeah, it's an exploder.
Oh, that's a lovely beer.
Oh, it's delicious. Look at that pile of paper towels you have over there.
Hang on a second. Hold on, folks. Let's take you.
You can.
Let's take you to the scene.
Let's see. There it is. I mean, yeah. It's like 50-11 paper towels.
It's a beer spill version of like a teenager's bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. I was asking you what was your favorite part of the Friday. You said the radio row, right?
Yeah, I liked it. Well, because it's what we do, right? We collect stories.
We talk
to people. That's fun. But I mean, a close second, and this is before we get to the most magical night of the year, right? Like, because we're not
magical night of the year.
Right. So we're not counting that.
No. I'm just talking about the day parts.
So the other part is just when you hit that lobby and everybody's there and you're seeing people you haven't seen in a full year. You might have talked to them over the socials or we've had them on the show, but you're seeing old friends.
Yeah.
And it's still a little weird for me, like that they've taken me into this this community.
Another thing I love is like
I still feel a little out of place sometimes.
Well, that's just you.
That's just me. No, that's the thing. Like I told you before, my liberal white guilt rears its head.
Yeah, I mean there are white people there, so you're fine. one of my favorite parts of really the whole weekend, and I mean, Javon, it was his first time.
Oh yeah,
it was Woody's first time.
Our buddy Brian rolled with us on the road trip.
Shout out to Joker B's Barbecue.
We're gonna get to some stories about him in a little bit.
Are we? Oh God! But even in that moment there, before anything festival related had started, I asked Woody, and I asked Javon and Brian. I'm like, what are you thinking right now? Because they're like, this is epic. I'm like.
It hasn't even started yet.
This is the beginning of the fucking weekend. It's just a fucking. I told somebody the other day, I'm like, what's been going on? I'm like, we're still talking about Barrel and Flow.
So what was it for you leading up to? Because again, we haven't got to the most magical night of the year yet.
It's always exciting. It's kind of surreal.
It's a little like Christmas morning because you are excited about that day.
Yeah, my Christmas mornings weren't like that. They fucking sucked.
Well, life in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I kid.
No, I had some terrible Christmas, and they weren't terrible. They just weren't memorable in England, But anyway, I digress.
But I mean, I think that's a good comparison for me. It's like I look forward so much to seeing these people.
Yeah, it's
it's
like when you see somebody you hadn't seen in a long time. It's just like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like we just left off.
It's a reunion with like your best college friends.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever. Wherever you met your closest friends, this is kind of what it's like.
And for me, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Where we live in Kansas City, I don't see that many people of color. To be honest.
No, and I think that's got to take it a whole different level for you.
And so to go there and beer adjacent beer people or whatever.
Well, they always say right. It's a $400 billion industry.
Right.
Less than 1% of that is black owned.
Right. Unless you're in the DMV.
Unless you
3%.
Right. But most of that less than 1% is there at that festival.
And to find that many like-minded people. It's
and look, we've all been to other industry trade shows and conventions and festivals,
beer fest or whatever,
but no other industry that I've ever been around like beer is so collaborative and friendly. And I mean, everybody
welcoming,
right? Everybody there welcomes everybody, and they want everyone to succeed because they are all either in the industry or industry adjacent,
right?
And the whole point is, how can we all get more success?
Yeah. How can we grow it?
We've met 2 or 3 now that first got to the festival as homebrewers,
right,
and are now pros pouring their beer.
And let's keep it real. What Brewfest, that's not a homebrew fest, invites homebrewers to come and pour their beer? That's not a thing,
right?
I mean, granted, like here, like Parkville, it's professionals and homebrewers, but it's very specific that homebrewers get to come and do their shit.
Right.
This is not that, but there were homebrewers there, which again, it's a confluence of beer, music, arts, education, as Ed called it, it's a confluence of black culture.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it's not just black. That's the beauty of it. Anybody can show up to that motherfucker.
It's beer culture.
That was a terrible.
But it's not bro beer culture.
No.
Like that's the other thing. Name another beer festival that you go to that has such a low percentage of bros.
Yeah. It's not a bro fest. And I think it's been so spread out that it's so many different. I mean, what beer festival do you go to? You get to go smoke a fucking cigar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a freaking trailer that converted into a cigar smoking lounge. Did you see that?
No.
Over in the corner by the barbecue guy.
Not where we got our cigars. Someplace else.
No. Because I think that's a local cigar shop.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, there was like a trailer.
Yeah.
Dude pulls behind a big rig that converts into a cigar lounge.
No shit. How do we miss that? We never get around all the way around.
Well, also, I love this story. Also, the festival itself got cut a little short
because of rain.
Because of some rain. Now here's the difference between, apparently I learned, the Pittsburghers and us from the Midwest.
Okay.
So it had been sprinkling for a couple hours, right? Right. No big deal. It actually cooled things off. It was nice. The wind started to pick up. Some rain started to pick up. The storm actually lasted maybe an hour. But all of a sudden, I can't remember if it was Ed or Dave, one of the two come running over with some festival workers. We got to shut it down. It's safety. There's a tornado coming. And I went, what? He goes, yeah, tornado watch.
Really?
And I think to myself, what I said out loud was, we're from the Midwest. A tornado watch is when you go to the front porch to look.
Stupid.
The warning is when you take a few extra pictures before you go inside.
Yeah.
And then somebody goes, no, that's not how we are here. You say the word and we're all gone. And it was. In 30 minutes, that festival was empty.
Well, there was some debate as to whether it was canceled or not. But anyway, let's back up. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are.
In the timeline of the story. Bottle share time.
That's it.
And let's keep it real.
Most magical night of the year.
And in between the bottle share, we go to Primanti Brothers, and you go get I went and got the pastrami. If you've never had a Primanti Brothers sandwich, just go to the Facebook page and look at that picture. I mean, pastrami, French fries, sauerkraut on this bread,
the slaw, the fries.
It's beautiful. It's tasty. It's really like a snack.
Yeah, you think you're going to be full for the next 6 days.
Not at all.
But it's one of those that, like, in an hour you're ready for more.
And and that was a part of Pittsburgh we had never been. So we went to Primanti Brothers last year.
But it was on the campus.
It was on the campus of Pittsburgh. But no, that was our pregame for the bottle share.
Well, we got to carve up before the bottle share.
Yeah. and the bottle share, it was a little more organized this year.
It was, and they were at a different hotel.
And but the way it was organized, they had the bins of beer. It was all by style. Did you know that?
Well, they tried doing that the previous years. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
But what's great about this? So picture like 4 or 6, 6-8 foot tables lined up, full
of beer from everywhere,
craft beer from all over the country, because everybody brings, the brewers bring their beer, but everybody's also bringing from their region, and stuff they like. So those are full, and then there are a lot of people, us included,
right,
that hold some back because if you want to personally share,
absolutely,
right. So our round table.
We
and then about 2 or 3 other round tables ended up being little mini hubs.
Yeah.
I only went to the big tables like twice.
I think I went when I dropped off some beer, and I think I probably went twice as well.
But other than that, people just are bringing beer around. So everywhere I tried to go to the table a couple times, but I got stopped.
Yeah.
and people were like, "You don't want that. You want this." Yes, I do. And at one point, and I don't even remember where this table was, because we thought our good friend Philly Mac made the heavy hitter double digit.
Oh, you're talking about the mead guy.
But we go over to the mead guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know what it tasted like. It was so strong. It was almost liquor. The ABV was so high. What was that ABV?
That one was a version of his IPA. They were all really good.
Well, yeah.
Very tasty. but they were meads.
Yeah,
and they were like 37% or whatever,
right?
Something crazy. They were, and those dudes were the fucking nicest motherfuckers.
Super nice.
One of my favorite stories in bottle shares is there was this couple. They were at a table over. They were sitting by themselves. Had a couple bottles, had the wax on them. They're like, "You guys got a knife?" And so Brian goes to the hotel room, grabs a knife.
Well, and then comes our other friend.
Hold on. I'm going to get to that. So, funny story. So we help, we get their bottles open, and we were sharing back and forth. And so we saw them for the rest of the weekend. They were at the
festival. We saw at the brewers
at the brunch.
Brunch.
Yeah. So they were in that crowd of, when there was a DigiFest because of COVID. You had to use your tickets by this year, and so they were like, we're going to go, and they VIP'd it and the whole night. And as I should shout out Aaron and Tammy, my peoples that gave up their tickets because they didn't want to go. They were DigiFest casualties as well, if you want to call it that. That's how Brian got his ticket, and that's how Javon got his ticket. So shout out to Brian, Tammy, and Aaron, and let's shout out our, because we did do a GoFundMe.
We did a crowdfunding
thing. So shout out to fucking John Bedoin,
Brian Carrender,
Phil Pipkin,
Darlene,
Robin Rogers.
I didn't pull up the list.
Steve Strunk. But no, that was beautiful.
I believe there were 13 or 15 people who supported us.
Yeah,
and guys, it was awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, but back to the bottle share.
We have passed beer on to all of them. So back to the story though of the knife. The best part is why Brian's hunting us down is Javon shows up with the most amazing dad cargo shorts you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And he unzips his pocket, and these are huge.
Yeah.
And pulls out a knife.
Yeah. Yeah, Javon. Yeah. And it was cool because we commandeered that table.
And our from the first family of KC Beer.
Alex Clams was there, and then she shows up. I met these guys at another brewery, and then turned out they were going to the bottle share. And then we had, of course, shout out to the Henny Ninja, Aubrey,
the Henny Ninja,
because he showed up with his little box and just put everything on the table, including the white Henny,
which was gone so fast.
But fun fact, there was another guy with a table right next to us. So when we were pouring beers, I was just, you're passing them out to whoever, right?
Yeah, because it's been shared.
He had a bottle of Henny White.
Oh, really?
And the reason he had a bottle of Henny White because he saw Aubrey bring the year before, so he brought his own bottle. I was like, that was shaping the minds of America's youth right here.
Well, and
bring your own Henny White.
At some point, Sizzle shows up. Our friend Sizzle, from Ohio.
Yeah, Crafted Culture. Yeah,
hands me some bottle of cognac.
Oh yeah, the I forgot about the cognac.
And I'm drinking the cognac for the rest of the night.
It was delicious.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Apparently, at one point, the bottle just got passed around. I mean, the amount of people that we talked to, the bottle share was just an epic.
Well, and it would have gone longer until they told us all to leave.
Well, I mean, we just went into the lobby. That's all we did. Yeah, I don't remember how that night ended, but I know when I woke up on Saturday for the festival, I was a little rough around the edges.
We rallied after breakfast.
That's when Brian got up at the crack of dawn. Remember?
We woke up and Brian's gone.
He's gone. It's like, oh my god.
But okay, so we're on to Saturday now, right?
Yeah, so, we're on Saturday.
You give me a call, and I found Brian.
Yeah, we had a
little breakfast buffet.
Yeah, a little breakfast buffet. It took that lady forever to take a fucking omelet to make an omelet, but it was all good.
But then Brian, who the owner of Joker B's Barbecue, he brings his rub and takes a backpack full of jars of his rub, and he's marketing and handing it out to people as he meets them. That
backpack was a stroke of genius.
Oh yeah,
because we need, as you'll find out after the commercial break, we needed that fucking backpack.
We needed more storage space.
Well, and the nice thing was, we get to let's go back. So we were giving Kemet, Kemet Coleman, one of the owners of Vine Street, we're giving him shit. He missed a bottle share. He shows up on Saturday. And remember we're waiting on the Uber, and he's just getting up. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Oh, I had a family thing. No, this is a family thing.
This is your family.
Yeah.
I think he realized after a while that he had missed.
Oh, bro. Good on him though, because he was fucking who's calling?
Well, and that was fun.
Should I answer this telemarketer?
Nah. I don't do that stuff.
9303. It's from California.
What was fun was we got to kind of spell Woody and Kimmett a few times so that they could go around and experience the festival and not just spend the whole time in their tent pouring beer.
Well, that was the whole thing. Was it's y'all's first time, like we talked about. It's tough to be a first time participant as a brewer and experience the whole thing.
Right.
And so, thank you to our Kansas City contingent. I'm like, no, you guys need to walk around.
You and I poured, Brian poured, Javon poured.
I mean, we worked out some details. The tent damn near blew away. Just, it's beer festival shit. I'm like, no, you guys need to go do your thing and walk around and experience it, because it's, to quote Ed Bailey, it's a fucking vibe.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and then this goes back to like, everyone was so excited. The other brewers were so excited to see Vine Street there. They all knew. Yeah. They all knew Vine Street and had been following the story on social media, so they knew who it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a big deal to have them there.
No, it's fucking vibe, man. The people we talked to, we walked around.
There's still a section I didn't get to.
There always is. Always is. I didn't see the cigar lounge.
I think I went to find you to take you back to it, and we never got back there.
Well, you get to freelancing and shit. So,
well, look, you got to do what you got to do. I do what you do. You do what you got to do.
Yeah. One of my when they called it and it was starting to rain, I was like, okay, it's go time. So,
well, you got to set that up. So, our friends that supported us, we made a deal, right?
Yeah.
Support us. This is about Beer Karma. We're bringing you back beers
collabs
from the festival.
They did 55 collabs,
and we got as many as we could.
Yeah,
we could not get all of them.
Well, here we are. So end of the festival. It's raining. I might be a little lit, possibly. So I walk around. So the whole festival is in the big square. And I'm walking around. I know who has the collabs. I'm like, hey, let me get one of those cans. Give me one of those cans. And so they're like, yeah, fuck, take a can. If it wasn't for the terrible trash bag I had, I ended up with like 16 collabs. If I had a better trash bag, or if I had Brian's backpack, that would have been
note to Nigel's self. Take a backpack next
or your own trash bags.
Well, you got to get the hefty, because apparently what you had was not a strong.
Well, no, it was unhefty, because after the fest was rained out, and then we were standing under the tree waiting for this Uber.
That trash bag was dying.
Well, it was sitting on the curb, and it started to disintegrate.
Dissolved.
That's when the backpack comes in handy. And so Brian, I'm like, we need to put these beers in your backpack, and somehow
he fit them.
It was a magic backpack. It got 16 beers in, and it wasn't that heavy.
Nice.
So, Beer Karma is a thing.
Beer Karma is a real thing. And we had lots of Beer Karma all weekend long.
That's how we live our lives. It's fucking beer. You kidding me? I had Beer Karma last night.
And then, after party, there was an official after party this year.
There were a couple, actually.
So we're back at the
hotel. That was a lot of fun.
The food truck, everybody just, and what was nice was just how chill it was. Just hanging out, talking.
Yeah. Had the food truck.
Yeah.
Took pictures of you guys eating food. That was weird.
You didn't eat food.
I didn't eat food.
You don't eat a lot, though. I
don't eat a lot. Everything you say, I'm gonna come back with a weird statement.
Why you gotta make it weird? I always gotta make it weird.
No, that was a fun night. And then I kept seeing this girl, and I was like, I know her from somewhere. Come to find out, it's one of my beer Instagram friends. God, what's her name? IPAs with, I can't remember her name, but she's beautiful. She was amazing. She was very. Her husband, I said, I need to take a picture. So I gave him my phone. I need to take like 40 pictures. I'm like, bro, I'd see one picture.
Well, he's well trained.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, that the Saturday night, that was a vibe as well. Because even then,
every piece of it is a different vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all different, and you can't experience the festival unless you do all of the things.
And then Sunday, I was dragging ass for that breakfast.
Oh yeah, that was a little rough.
But that was cool. But then Sunday Fun Day, right?
Which is our addition to it.
Yeah, we've turned it into a vibe. Now let's keep it real. The War Cloud people, they have their own Sunday Fun Day.
Well, look, War Cloud is always partying.
You know what? I had sent Alero a text.
They ducked out of the bottle share.
Yeah. Well, they went to the strip club. Let's keep it real. They're from LA, bro. They're like
they had also hit the casinos at one point.
And shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan of brewing beer. I think this year they had 7 people.
Right. To pour a beer.
Yeah, to pour.
Well, and Alero painted.
Which was cool.
It was cool. I've got video. We'll post that.
Yeah. That was cool. Alero. Shout out to Alero doing his thing.
His version of Medusa.
Yeah. It was dope. But yeah, Sunday Fun Day, we missed out at Burgers because apparently there was a whole meetup there.
Well, because we took a long time at Mike's Beer Bar.
Well, but that's our thing though.
That's our spot. That's also where we got the rest of the collabs we could get.
So shout out to Mike from Mike's Beer Bar in Pittsburgh. His bar is literally across the street from PNC Park. Where the Pirates play. It's
500 plus.
Yeah, but he has all the collabs in cans. And we were like, food is great. Because remember, Kemet showed up. I told her, I'm like, hey, we're going to Mike's. Javon showed up. Kemet showed up. Brian's buddy showed up.
So our boy Brian grew up in Pittsburgh, so his old friend shows up.
Of course, Elisa and John, her husband, they show up because they do a photo op there. But we told them we want all the collabs. They're like, wait, what? No. All
we need one of each.
Whatever collab you have, we want them all.
And they couldn't give us all of them because they had just been delivered. So they gave us what they had.
Yeah, we dropped some coin up in there.
Look, shout out to Mike's Beer Bar on this because they gave us a beer karma. They did not charge us full price.
Well, yeah, I mean they have a discount. They have a discount when you buy a certain amount.
There is no way.
Mike is going to be on the show.
Mike's going to be on the show, and
such a nice guy.
We're working on making this happen.
Oh, next year? No, he's already agreed to it.
Next year's Sunday Fun Day.
We're going to have a podcast,
bonus Beers with Nigel podcast,
along with Rhythm Brewing,
from Mike's Beer Bar.
That means they can't leave on Sunday.
I mean, yeah, that means she can't.
Yeah.
Look, Elisa, you're coming on the show.
We've had a lot of people who this year are saying they're coming on the pod. Grounds and Hops. I got his personal number, so let's get it cracking.
Let's get that going.
We're trying to reel in some big fish this year, or the rest of the year.
And we're hoping to bring a few into Kansas City for some collabs.
Yeah. But no, Mike's Beer Bar, it's a shit. Meal on the Stone.
You love that,
bro. That's some of the best steak you'll ever have.
Steak on a stone.
So for those who don't know what the Meal on the Stone is, you get to pick your protein, as they call it these days. If you're chefy, pick your protein. It's cracks me
up. If you're chefy, if you're feeling chefy,
your protein. So it's the stone's probably 500 degrees, 600 degrees.
Yeah, they just stick a brick in the 500 degrees.
It's not a brick. It's a stone, sir. Oh. It's not like they got a brick from my apartment. One of those red things that's getting dirt on your meat and like red dirt. But no, you get to pick your meat, and then it comes out rare, and you get to put it on that stone. And I did like a fucking ribeye or whatever. It's some piece of beef.
You had a fillet.
Okay, whatever. With a little
I was feeling more chefy than you.
a little chimichurri.
That was good.
Oh,
that was good.
Look, Jesus wept. Yeah, the food at Mike's Beer Bar is stupid, and he's super nice because he came on Saturday. I don't know if you were there when he came.
No, we saw him. He came. We poured him beer.
And we poured him beer. And he was such a nice guy. I'm like, because he had that Mike shirt. I'm like, are you Mike? He's like, yeah. So when we went on Sunday, we're like, where's Mike? He's in the back fucking
He's working
food.
the salad station. Yeah. We're like, is Mike here? Because we wanted to talk to him. Like, yeah, he's working the salad station.
But when he came out, he was so nice and talked to us for 20, 30 minutes, introduced him to Kemet. Woody, you fucked up. You should stay till Monday next year because you missed the Sunday fun day. I know you brought your whole family and shit, but Mike's Beer Bar is if I lived in Pittsburgh, I would be hanging out there.
Oh yeah,
I might eat meat on the stone 3 times a week.
Look, if I ever get to where I'm going to try to make the dream of a tap room of some kind open, that's the concept.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I want.
We need another beer.
We do. Why don't you reach in the magic beer fridge?
Do you want? Okay, hold on. I'm reaching.
Slide in there.
Talk amongst yourselves
and grab a beer.
I'm gonna vote no.
What do we have left in there?
I just want something different. You want to go to? And we're back. Thanks for that word from our sponsor, Brewview, Missouri. Brewview, New Hampshire, Brewview, Vermont. Coming soon.
Two of those are real.
You need to find out.
One of them we just made up.
I'm not sure we've ended up in the magazine yet. I'm just going to call it.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've ever actually sent them. I don't think we've ever actually sent them anything to put in the magazine.
We just wanted to add. We just get a front. I don't know why we're not on the front page.
We should be.
I mean,
at this point.
So we're moving on to some beer karma here. Shout out to Nolan down at Transparent. He went to Denver recently. He went nice burp. He went to Bierstadt. It's a slow pour pills in a can. And Nolan is a discerning beer drinker, and he swears up and down it's delightful. If it's not,
is that his official description? Delightful. That doesn't sound like a Nolan word.
He might have said fucking delightful. Is that better?
that feels more Nolan. Like Nolan's a good friend of the show.
Friend of the program. He used to, before I worked there, he used to give us free beers. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
He would give us crowlers to drink on the.
Did he take that away now that you work there?
No, I could probably still get that. I mean, I brought beers to the fest.
Well, and that's what we do, right?
Drink that fucking backwash, bro. What the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah. Judgy. So Sunday Fun Day.
Which, I like that it's catching on.
Oh,
right?
Pittsburgh is a fucking great town, man.
But, so the last previous 2 years, we kind of just did it on our own, right?
Right. I mean, we did.
We hung out with the War Cloud folk for a while. And some.
Because the first year I went, I as soon as the Brewers Brunch was over.
You went off on your own?
No, I flew out on that Sunday like a dummy.
Well, then that first year I went, we went off on our own.
Yeah.
Scootered. Last year, we went off. But this year we end up, after a couple stops, we missed the hangout at Burgers.
But we still went to Burgers.
And then we hook up with Philly Mac and his sister.
But hold on now. We went to whatchamacallit? 11th Hour. That's where we went. That was our first.
Yeah,
stop.
we go Mike's Beer Bar, Burgers,
11th Hour,
and Church.
Oh, Church Beer Works. Shout out to Church Beer Works. If you've never heard of Church Beer Works, just look them up on the socials. It's an old ass epic church.
One disappointment. I really wanted there to be a holy water basin in the bathrooms.
I mean,
I feel like that would have been
that's where the
best way to wash my hands.
That's where the baby keg came from, by the way.
It is.
I spent so much money.
You had some impulse buys that day.
I loved it though. Are you kidding me? That's what I do.
Ooh.
You like that?
Ooh.
You like that?
That's a tasty beer.
A little slow pills. Show you right.
We're gonna slow it down for the ladies. It's time for a couple skate.
Beers with Nigel after dark.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that program. I don't think it's gonna work out well for me.
I mean, you're part of it. What the fuck? Play some jazz music. Keep it moving.
We might save the baby keg for a little bottle share time.
Yeah, something. People are very curious about that keg.
I think we all are.
I mean, it was $23. I had to have it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had to have it.
All I know is it just appeared.
It's called Saz Monster. So Saz being hops.
I saw Philly Mac cracked open his Thunderclap from Church Beer Works.
Oh, no shit.
Posted that the other day.
Yeah, we had a whole crew up in there. We had a whole crew. That was weak. But it was fine. You leaned into it like it was going to be fucking strong.
It felt like it was going to be a good one. And then it was like, oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't a cry burp.
Well, based on what I felt like it was going to be, it was disappointing.
I mean, that's what she said.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
That was a question. That's what she said. But I wasn't accusatory. So I was asking questions.
I feel a little self-conscious.
But yeah, Church Beer Works, and then Aslan, which is not a Pittsburgh brewery, they're out of someplace else. That fucking tap room was dope.
That place was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt like an 80s arcade.
Yeah.
I mean, except for there weren't video games.
Yeah.
But like it just had that feel.
And they were super nice, even though we got there late. They were super nice. Bought some beers from them. There goes Ben.
Ben Rayo.
He's the proprietor of this business.
He owns the vault.
Yeah. I think he owns the rest of it too.
He owns the whole building.
Yeah. But that was cool. But let's look. Then it got
weird.
Then no, I mean, it was. I wasn't gonna say it was weird.
It didn't really get weird.
No. So we were going to this basic. It was a neighborhood bar. That's
right.
It's coming back to you.
That's right.
So
I was trying to remember where we went to.
It's Dave's neighborhood bar. I loved it, but there
were a lot of rules.
Well, I got in trouble a couple times, but even before we got there though, so there was a bunch of us that Ubered there or whatever, yada yada yada. So we're gonna cram everybody into some cars, and I decided to get in a pickup truck.
Did you ride in the back?
I
feel like you rode in the back.
Yeah, like it was 1983.
Right.
And then it was Philly's sister who was driving.
Right.
And she likes to stomp on the brake. And I had a beer in my hand.
I think she likes to torture people. You in particular.
I know this bar was only like 4 blocks away, but good Lord, it was a harrowing ride. I spilt most of my beer.
That was my first Pittsburgh frisking.
Yeah, I mean, it was a club in the hood, man.
Yeah,
a bar in the hood. It was super dope. I forget the name of it. It was packed. I loved it because there was a guy in there with a St. Louis baseball hat and a KC baseball hat. I got in trouble because I sat on the picnic table on the patio, and they didn't like that. And then apparently, when it was time to smoke some weed, it wasn't my weed. Somebody handed me that weed, but the security guard saw me smoking the weed, so I got in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not trouble, but
more like,
yeah,
don't do that.
And then there was that one lady who got very persnickety about the weed.
She was persnickety about everything.
Yeah, so
she was looking for a fight.
Well, so what happened was she's a friend of Day, right?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, she's a friend of Day, and so she sparked up this joint, and Day was talking to somebody, so she had it. I'm like, I'll take it next. She's like, I don't know you. I'm Day's friend. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. And so, that was kind of, yeah. And then there was one lady that fell. I helped her up.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I did see that.
There was all sorts of activities going on at that bar.
That was when you're walking out of the little pavilion.
Yeah. And then Brian got into it with that same girl because she was tripping.
Yeah. She did not like him before he even talked to her. No, she just decided she was going to fight.
No. She didn't like anybody.
That's true.
Keep it real. So, but that bar was fucking dope. I would go back there. It was a vibe. It was apparently it's an institution in that town because I was listening to the Drinking Partners and they mentioned that bar. But that's where Day goes.
Yeah, he said that's his neighborhood bar.
That's his neighborhood haunt, if you will.
Yeah.
But that was epic. Not sure what happened after that. Do you remember?
No, really.
Yeah. So that's kind of the wrap up of the week.
We piled into an Uber that was way too small, but that dude drove fast.
The fastest Uber of the weekend.
We were home in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was the fastest Uber of the weekend. But
and
then we got up late. Remember that?
Yeah, we said we were gonna get up early and leave town.
No, we did
not.
And then trying to take 80 beers back. You gotta coordinate.
Well, and you're leaving out. We can't close out the story.
What's that?
Because then there's the story. It's a 1,600-mile trip.
Oh, I was going to get to that.
We drop off Brian.
Yeah.
And we are about 10 miles from home.
It wasn't fucking 10 miles. That was like 4 miles from the crib.
and my car lurches.
Yeah, it starts
and makes this sound.
Starts sputtering.
And I'm looking in the mirror. I'm thinking I laid the transmission out on the highway or something. Luckily, I did not.
Googling. What does it? What does it mean when your check engine light blinks? Because generally they don't blink. It just comes on.
Yeah, it just comes on. It just kept blinking. So we limp home.
Yeah, I literally got out of your car and walked to my house.
Which, I mean, to be fair,
it was 4 blocks. It's fine. 3 blocks.
Not even 4 blocks.
3 blocks, but I still had to walk. It was a slap in the face, goddammit.
And I was worried that we had taken my wife's car. I was worried that it was Dade.
Oh, we never mentioned that before we left to go to Pittsburgh, we had rented a car, and Nick went to go get the car, and there were no cars.
There were no cars.
So,
and apparently there were like 5 other people there also experiencing the same thing.
So it's one thing to take the reservation, as Seinfeld says. It's another thing to keep it.
Well, I mean, that's an extra fee.
We'll take it. Can we keep it? Maybe not.
You never know.
It was fucking Hertz though. That's what you expect.
That's right. It was Hertz.
Next time, go with Enterprise.
I'm probably going to switch to Enterprise.
I mean, at least Enterprise will get. If Enterprise, they'll at least get you a car. It may not be roadworthy, but you have a car.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from fucking experience. I was like, why is this car wobbling? I'm like, fuck it. I'm driving to Dallas anyway.
Well, I thought my wife's car was dead, and I love that car. It's a Ford Flex. Look, it's a great road trip car. It's big. Comfortable.
Shout out to Woody. Because we needed to take some shit for we took their tent and their bins for their kegs, and shout out to Brian, Macbeth. Yeah, for that giant ass fucking cooler,
giant road cooler.
If you ever, this cooler is the width of a Ford Flex. And the Ford Flex has a big wide booty. I'm just gonna say
it's a school bus.
Yeah,
it's a mini.
And so
it's a short bus.
We got 80 beers in that, and there was room for more.
We had a little bit more room. Yeah. So instead of buying a new car, it only cost me $400.
That's cheaper than a new car.
That's a lot cheaper than a new car.
Yeah.
I was very happy when he told me about it. He calls. He's like, and he said he was worried about telling me, like, no, $400 is good.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I thought I was buying a new car.
All in all, I think it was another successful year of Barrel and Flow.
Yeah.
I mean, every year's been different. Hopefully next year we can get that Sprinter.
Well, let's just keep putting this out there. We're looking for an RV sponsor.
Yeah. We need it because next year the KC contingent
is growing.
Oh, it's going to be bigger. I mean,
I want a full caravan on this road trip.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that. I've probably talked to 10 people like, we're going.
We flew the first year.
Yeah.
You flew the year before that.
Yeah.
We'll not discount the skipping pandemic years.
Yeah.
You flew before that. A road trip's the best way to go.
Oh.
We stopped for beers on the way.
Yeah.
Have a good time. And look, it's all I-70. It's an easy drive.
Dayton, Ohio, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to stop in Columbus to go to Crafted Culture.
I think so. We stopped in Columbus 2 years ago.
And we went to that one brewery. It was good.
Seventh Son.
Seventh Son was nice. But that's why we went to Dayton, because it was too late when we got to Columbus.
Right.
But that's an easy ride from Dayton to Pittsburgh. That's an easy ride.
Yeah, super easy.
3 hours or whatever, 3.5. Yeah.
So, KC.
Yeah.
Book it now.
Yeah.
Caravan road trip, Beers with Nigel.
Let's go.
And we are looking for an RV sponsor.
But, and if not, we want more KC people to come with us.
If not, the short bus is back in action.
I know a guy with a bus. It's a short bus. We got time to convert it into something. It's gonna be super weird.
We don't know what we're doing, but sure, we got time.
It's got an engine.
We'd also like it along with that sponsor. We'd like an RV driver.
Yeah, can we get a DD?
That'd be nice.
A Barrel and Flow DD.
That's what we need.
All you need to do is be a DD there and back.
Yeah, because we Uber the rest of the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Or scooter.
We didn't scooter this
year. I kind of want to get back to that.
Yeah.
Scootering Pittsburgh. Always fun.
That sounds like a beer name. Scootering Pittsburgh.
Did we cover everything?
I think so.
Big thank you to all the people that support.
Yeah. Thanks for being our sponsors. And and if you're listening to this podcast, appreciate you. I have ran to a guy last night. He's like, I listened to some podcasts. He's like, but when I'm gonna listen to something fun, I listen to you guys. That's fucking huge.
That is.
And this guy does not live in town. He lives in Tulsa.
And, you know, we stop at these breweries, and a lot of times, how many times have we gone to put a sticker and there's already been one?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And then you got to tell the story.
Which story?
Drinking Partners post just the other day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Apparently our sticker was in some bathroom in Pittsburgh, and they thought it was apropos.
Which, to be fair,
here we are.
God is.
So, yeah, this is the first part. So we don't know how we're going to cut this. Maybe it'll be 2 parts of this. How many minutes are we in?
An hour, 4 minutes.
Yeah. So we probably got another 30 minutes of content. Probably not that much.
Well,
it's going to be our usual hour and a half episode, I feel like.
Break it up, folks. It's fine. You don't have to listen to this all at once.
I don't.
It takes Nigel 4 walks around the neighborhood.
Yeah. Probably 2 walks.
2 walks.
2 walks.
Depends on how many steps you're getting in that day.
We're waving at people outside. Oh, I need a Bridge Pace shirt. I need a shirt, homie. I need that shirt. I need a shirt, homie. Extra large.
And stay tuned, because that guy that Nigel's talking to is going to talk to us later about maybe a Beers with Nigel Kegs and Eggs event coming up this fall.
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
All right, folks. Nigel, I'm going to ask you this.
What's that?
Where can they find us?
Beer Twitter, because X is not a thing. You can't say Beer X. That's stupid. Because motherfuckers still call it Twitter.
I refuse to call it the X.
Let's keep it real. They changed the colors and changed the X. Everything else is exactly the fucking same.
Yes.
Except there's more fucking ads. Fuck you, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
We're on the Facebooks, Beers with Nigel.
Instagrams.
On the Grams. Yeah. The Grammy.
BeersWithNigel.com.
You asked me to say it. Now you're telling me all this shit.
Because you're stumbling and bumbling.
No, I know where I'm going. My thoughts are slower than yours.
Well, that's age.
Beers with Nigel. Hey, if you want, we have merch out there. If you want some merch, beerswithnigel.com.
New Beer Karma shirt.
There's new Beer Karma shirt. What else? We're not on TikTok, even though Nick has been talking about TikTok.
I feel like we might not be able to avoid it much longer.
I mean, here we are.
I don't want to do it because I don't like learning new things.
I mean, I'm fine with it. You know, you can, and it really just Google Beers with Nigel. It'll take you to all places, really.
Hey, the YouTubes.
Google, as Ed likes to say, Googleable.
It's Googleable.
So there's so many people walking by today.
I don't know.
Hey, thanks for listening, people. This is episode what?
97. We're 3 away from the big 100.
Yeah, I've got a special beer coming out for episode 100. Ooh, maybe I'll get him on the show.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Heard, Chef.
You're teasing.
That's what I do.
Yeah, he's doing a tease. Hey, cheers.
Peace, y'all.
You've been listening to Beers with Nigel, a show about beer and other stuff, hosted by Nigel Woodbury and that other guy, Nick Parker. Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, providing bumper-to-bumper graphic design, promo products, and print services. Find them at direoil.com. Beers with Nigel is a proud member of the Fredcast Network and is available on all of your favorite podcast flavors. Find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ask Alexa to play the Beers with Nigel podcast.